Get rid of all that. Get me unmuted. Good evening. Good evening. Another unplanned live, so I have sanctions from the Council of Elders, but yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Evening, Mr. Kipling. Pick up the cakes. Evening, Aaron. Evening, John and Kendra. Evening, Statistics. Evening, Louise. Evening, Niggy. Evening, Backup. Evening, Rally. Evening, Joe. Evening, Tight. Evening, Daft Cunt. Evening, Jay. Evening, DJ. It is Friday. It is Friday. It is Friday. Evening, Paul. And Mrs. managed to escape from the hospital and she's home, so she's happy. So she's happy watching soaps and having some dinner. And yeah, I'm going to do a live because she's watching Emmerdale and going to sleep, she said, because she's food. So, you know, just be sat around anyway, which I have been sat on the phone for 2 days. You know how it is. You know how it is when someone, you know, is in hospital. Jay, sanctions. I'm due a tag. I keep taking the piss out of my allotted time slot, so you know. Oh, let's get this mic down. Probably can't hear me properly. That's better. Yeah, all good, Jay. All good, Jay. Evening, AJ. All the AJs are coming in. That's the real one. I can't check through my analytics, so I can't check if it's the real or not. Yeah, I didn't have my microphone. I got it now. Fucking thing. Nice bit of blackcurrant cordial. Evening, Andy. What have I done now, Aaron? You know, I only shared a video of ISIS, for fuck's sake. Not shit stirring, is it? Barely. Evening, Wolfman. Good evening. Yep. Because I did a late one last night. I had all sorts of crinkles in. Yeah, he wasn't getting past me with the fake Mark Kelly voice. Mark always shows his face when he comes on, even if it's just a quick flash. He always shows his face. So, yeah, I was very wary. The voice was pretty good, but I was wary. Good and wary. Evening, cheeky. Look, there's no actual 100% definite proof that AJ is a bag snatcher. It's circumstantial just because of the same name, but the wrong area. Even Andy W. Yeah, it's all circumstantial. Which wouldn't be admissible in a court of law with just little substantial. Lots of circumstantial, maybe. Oh, try and get this big fat doobie made. Fancy a big fat, juicy, fat, long one. So, not going to roll it on camera. It's not allowed. Evening, Nathan. Me. 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 JPM, yeah, my chin's massive. I'm losing weight. I've got a little bit of a flap there, but no, I've got a beard at the moment, so yeah, I've got. It's not massive. It's just the way my beard's cut, but yeah, I have got a strong chin, shall we say? Yeah, got one of them. Just say it's not made of glass. My nose is. Ask the people that have punched me in it because it goes straight away. But it has been broken plenty, so I suppose the integrity of the cartilage is gone. Even in good form. Don't know if I missed anybody. I did see Nathan come in. Chicken fucker. Nathan, please don't ever shave your beard off again. I didn't recognize you, and when I realized it was you, my heart dropped, and I asked for my chat yesterday to get a GoFundMe together for a memorial stone for Nathan's beard. That's how strongly I feel about it. So Charlton Heston, I'll take that. I don't know, he was handsome. I'm an ugly funt, but if I got a Charlton Heston chin, that'll do. Evening, Laura. Good evening. I'm just waffling away a minute, getting into stride. Evening, Paul C. Making myself a thingy a minute, as you do. As you do, ready for live streaming. I don't know how long I'm going to be live for. Probably not a long one. Mrs. will be, if she doesn't fall asleep, she'll be shouting for tea, and I think she brought some tea in with her. She brought some sandwiches and that home with her from the hospital. So let them eat cake, Mr. Kipling. Let them eat cake. Oh, Laura, that's because the local hooligans didn't recognise him as the Rubicon and Chicken Man, and they kicked the shit out of him until they realised it was him. Dragged him for a bush backwards. Me. I once knew a man called Nathan B. Shaved off his beard as tight as could be. It didn't go down well. Nathan's gonna end up in hell. If you get this, please get this. Get me, you bastards. Big up, Knife. Big up, Knife. Don't be going anywhere, dude, right? And get your fucking channel back up. Stop hiding your channel and get your fucking channel back up, you sad sack. Stop it, man. Stop fucking around. Stop playing the game. You're playing the game now. Knife, you're playing the game. You're playing the hide the channel game. If you get me. Oh, dear. No, Bruce. Someone said he'd taken it down. Don't know why. Don't know if he's been getting any trollage or anything. I know I included him in a couple of videos as the rent collector, but he asked, and you know, I said I wouldn't, because I get on with chops, I wouldn't do anything derogatory, so I didn't. But yeah, I don't know if he's been having any trouble with anyone else. I don't know. Don't think so. It's only one or two people he's had a little, not even rows with, just disagreements with, that I know of, because he really doesn't argue with people. So Like me, he doesn't do the old shouty bit. Big up, nice. Yeah, I've enjoyed since Christmas or over Christmas and since not doing so much. Making daily videos with all the filters. Yeah, I did it for 4 months, nearly every day. But it's going to be sort of every other day or 3 a week from now on. Probably slightly longer ones because I've got to get my brain in the right frame of mind to just come up with things off the cuff. So yeah, but back live yesterday. Last night I couldn't rest. So with Mrs. not being here, so I couldn't rest, and I was up late. Too much coffee, strong coffee, and I was up late. I was up till 4 this morning. So, but I did have a bit of broken sleep and got up at 1. So, evening, crazy Boggy. Evening. I watched your short earlier, Boggy. Yeah, all good, all good. Bit knackered from being up late last night, but I'm chipper because Mrs. is home. Because if they would have kept her in for another night, she would have kicked fucking right off. She already kicked off that they moved her wards today, and just for treatment. So if they tried to keep her another night, God knows what would have fucking happened. It's actually written on her notes that she's a fucking trouble patient. Good evening, Joe. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Yeah, she's all right, Laura. She had a problem with a needle site in her arm and had to go in yesterday to have it tied off because it wasn't working. And they tied it off and cut the wrong fucking main artery or vein or a tendon. So by this time, the anesthetic had worn off, so they just pumped her full of morphine. And she was in there 3 or 4 times longer than she should have been, having emergency surgery to reconnect the fucking arteries in her arms. So, yeah, she was a bit pissed off because it's usually to do something like that. It's usually keyhole. They tie it with a little band or cotton, a little piece of wire or something, and then reconnect the blood vessels so they're, instead of being one big one, they're back to being 2 normal ones, which they were beforehand. But yeah, they cut the wrong one, so she's all right. She's fine. But just pissed off because hours and hours awake on an operating table is not nice. I've been there. Awake having operations for hours. It's fucking horrible. But yeah, she's happy to be home. Yeah, nothing too derogatory in the chat tonight. If I see anyone being very maliciously attacked, and I'm not just talking banter, you know what I'm on about, AJ's. Ultra, if you want to be in the chat, come in on your own name. No talking about family in the chat or any of that sort of stuff. Please keep it as civil as possible. Big up, Walter. Yeah, if it was another night, she would have kicked right off. Yeah, big up, Matt. Big up, Matt. I did see that, but I was addressing comments sitting there waffling on my own. I like to read the comments. Yeah, Niggy. I did a load of tidying up this afternoon. I always do anyway, but I left it till this afternoon, so it was done just before she got home. So, her cushions are all fluffed up on her settee. She's got new throws, and there was tea ready to be made for her. I put a blow heater on for her, ready to warm the room up. Obviously, stone walls and cellars underneath. Fucking cold, even with the heating on. So, yeah, blow heater on for her, and she came in and it was nice and warm, and she was chuffed. Evening, Sean. Good evening, Sean. Normally, Laura, I'm not paying too much attention because I had Ultra on the other week. And I know he's tried to fuck with my channel by saying and doing certain things, but you know, I speak to him if he comes up. And AJ the same. I get on with AJ well, and but you know, AJ probably knows, and I'll say it to him when we speak on a panel. You know, his comments in Fishes the other night were a bit full on. In my opinion, him and someone were arguing, and it got a bit out of hand. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, other people wouldn't have seen it as bad, but you know, I sort of was watching, but not participating in the chat. But I was watching, and I know there's a lot of history there, but it still shocked me. It still shocked me. Well, if Fish left them up, you'd be able to go and see it, wouldn't you? Yeah, it wasn't. AJ got no problem with you rinsing anyone. It was. I'll say it was you and Sparky going at each other in officials. You know, I just found it went a bit too far. You know, you rinse Ultra all day. That's what the pair of you do to each other. Fuck you know, anything goes for you and Ultra. I wish you'd fucking make up and get back to being a comedy fucking double act. Yes, Jay. Didn't know if missed. Oh, didn't know if I'd missed anyone. Evening, Landwell. Yeah, finish my fag a minute so I can get the camera off to roll it. But yeah, these because I've had a little bit of time off, I'm a bit more reluctant to do live streams, the same as I was when I taken a break in the past, or even when I started doing them. I was like, I don't really schedule far ahead because it gets to the time and then I'm hovering over the fucking go live button. And me and Jamie have spoken briefly about this on his panel, I think, when I've been up there, and maybe on mine about the anxiety of pushing the live. And after having a bit of time off, it is, but I'm, you know, if I feel it, you know, feeling chipper today, you know, bit of fuck around for the missus, but good news, regardless, that they don't want to fuck her around and keep her in, and it's safe enough for her to come home. So happy days, happy days. Now to be fucking miserable about. So I thought, why not? Why not? I haven't done a video for a couple of days, done a couple of lives. And the more I do, the easier it gets again to press that go live button. And I'm holding out on doing a fishing live as well and fishing vid for some reason. I don't know why. When the weather's sort of in between storms and it's extremely calm, I should be going. to do some outside stuff for this channel and the other channel. The other channel I haven't uploaded for ages. I've missed a lot of what's going downs. I'm sure if there's anything untoward, the mods will take care of it. If I miss it, because yeah, when I start waffling and I'm trying to make me fag, I lose sight of the chat. I stop reading the chat. AJ, well, if someone can check the channels, if the comments coming from the backup channel are nasty, just get rid, and AJ's welcome in here. I don't want AJ to feel he's not welcome here, because he is. I'm not gonna chastise him for things he's typed or said. I might not agree with it, but I'm not gonna fucking bash him for it. So no talk though. Big up, Wolfman. I was gonna say something about crossing streams the other day. I think someone was finishing and sending people to another stream, and it was right for dropping in "Don't cross the stream" fucking comment. Evening, Peter. I'm a little bit behind on chat. I mean, I've been waffling for 20 odd minutes. Cheers, cheeky. It's a bit hard to the analytic chat on the YouTube there, over there, on the screen, doesn't give you all the information. Whereas the YouTube live chat will, but if you have the your YouTube live open with a screen, because you've got the bigger screen and the chat on the side, it uses more. It's a little bit slower, shall I say? It's a little bit, but it does show you more in the chat than the analytics. You can't channel check from analytics anymore. Strange. You've got to go to normal chat. Yee! Big up, Futai. Evening, mate. Yeah, I got a few channels, Peter, but yeah, I'm still paying Sky for them, which I shouldn't. It's a fucking rip off. But we do have our internet through them as well, so. And the port for internet's great. I can run two screens. I can have the screen open with my analytics, and I can have my screen open here and do a full panel, all on the low rate internet, which is just it's unlimited, but it's just a speed. So there we go. I could tamper with my router somehow and bypass that, I suppose. Yes, Laura. Yeah, I'm gonna get the link out in a minute. I'm just waffling, filling a gap while I'm making a smoke a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna get the link out now. Go down for a little bit of the chat a minute. I think the camera's better right on the center of this fucking screen, seeing as it's the screen that I use StreamYard on. Fucking getting on my tits trying to have it near the middle on an angle. Oh, fuck off. And I'm like this constantly. Not that anyone's bothered. I suppose people would prefer to see my avatar than my fucking boat race. Oh, camera off and rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. We're rolling, 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 rolling. Now, I do like starting off the streams on camera, Laura. I think it's a bit more personal. Yeah, I don't always leave it on. I do like to leave it on others' panels, yeah, especially if it's panels that I'm not too well known, because that means people get to see your face, see you talking, and they can get a better gauge of you. You can see someone's face and facial expressions when they're talking. You can learn a lot from that. Oh. Give me a minute, I'll get the link out. Woo! Fizz bang wee car going past. And pop, 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 pop. They do that at fucking 11:30 at night, midnight. And there's one knob who goes to work at fucking 5 to 6 in the morning, drives a Honda Civic, and loads of people are complaining because he leaves for work and his car's about 200 decibels. It's well illegal. Blowing fucking flames out the twin exhausts that are not supposed to be on it, 'cause it's only a fucking ST. So he's got igniters in twin exhausts to make that horrible noise. Oh my God. Up then. Dickie up then. Yes, Mr. Kipples. It is. It's Richard Gamer Nathan. Let's get this doobie going. Magic wand. Pin that. After one call was trying his shenanigans last night, I was tempted to take a leaf out of Ron's book and just, when people want it, ask for it. It's a lot safer. But again, people can copy it and share it, can't they? So. Evening, Niggy.
I'll see your magic wand and raise you a pipe, my friend. You okay, bud?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad your missus is back. That's cool. You must be much happier with that.
Yeah.
Well, I hope she recovers real quickly, mate. I'm sure she will.
Yeah, the unexpected live last night was because I just couldn't settle,
Yeah.
She'd been obviously ringing and texting me, sort of keep me updated the old time. But it still don't stop you worrying.
Hell no. No, it's awful when people go into hospital. It's not a nice place to be anymore, a hospital. They've taken that away from us, haven't they?
Yeah. No, they're not. They're not. It's hard work, because their mobility is not the best. It's hard for her to get around, even if she just wants to go down to the concourse for a drink or whatever. It's from the ward that she's always put on. It's fucking hard work.
Right. It's wrong, and it was decent at one time, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, not nearly as many porters as there used to be.
No, not at all. You have to wait like an hour or so for a porter, or however long you wait now. It used to be they'd come and tell you that they were taking you, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know you're going until a porter turned up. And haven't you heard yet? And off you'd go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how's your day been? Good? Latest, Joe.
Not great, not horrible, not great. This tooth's driving me mad. My dog chinned me a while back.
Oh dear.
One of my teeth has come loose at the front, at the bottom. Right at the flipping front. I kept him till I was this age. I got a loose tooth now and it's going to come out. I'm looking for my string and I can't find it. Yeah, it's been bugging me the last week or so, really bugging me. I can't bite anything. It's right in the front, isn't it?
Yeah. I went probably 2 months ago now for my annual checkup at the dentist, and I've got most of my front teeth, but a few of the back ones are gone, including the wisdom tooth. That just fucking fell out in the dentist. But when I went for my checkup, he said, "Oh, your teeth are good." He said, "But he said you've got one molar that's on its own. It's got no teeth either side of it." He said it's starting to get loose.
Right.
He said, "Oh, it shouldn't give you any problems." 8 weeks later, it's a bit sensitive. So, but I think that's because I've been grinding my teeth at night for some reason. I never have. And I started grinding my teeth.
Got it. Yeah, there you go. Pull it out, super glue it back in. It's not a bad action. Will it go black though, James?
I know. Good question.
Oh no, that's an option. The last one I pulled out, I threw away. I should maybe have kept it. But yeah, once they go at the back, there's more pressure on everything else, then, isn't there? Everything else has to take up the slack. Yeah, no, Richard. No, I'm not going to film it. I filmed taking the other one out. I don't know where that is. That came out with a piece of string. That was bugging me. That string's got to be here somewhere.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a...
It's been weeks now, James. Do you know about teeth, mate? But it has been weeks now, and it doesn't seem to have got any better at all. Sorry, what were you saying?
Mine's not gone too bad, too sensitive even, but I know once it starts, that's it. Yeah. It's game on,
My side is so helpful.
Yeah, YouTube today has been awfully quiet for a Friday.
It was last night too, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, there was only one or two going, and I know Smiler had been going ages, and that's sort of why I chucked one up, because it's not going to affect his views or anything. When he's been live for so long, so I thought, fuck it, for a couple of hours, kill some time. Evening, Laura.
Hey, Chuck. All right.
Yeah, you good?
Hey, all right.
Hello, how are you? All right,
All good?
Nicky.
Hey, up, chicken.
Hey, Chuck. Yeah, not feeling the greatest at
Good.
all, to be honest with you. I've been through hell and back again with these flipping, stupid, annoying extra problems. I don't know what to even call them anymore, but
Don't tell me, lady.
yeah, it's tests and more tests, and waiting on some more results now. So, yeah. It's just a pain in the ass when you just want answers, really, and you just feel like you're waiting forever. But I'm just doing what we do best, and that's be a patient and be patient, you know.
Yeah.
But there you go. But I have to say, the positive out of all this crap, and hello to everybody in the chat. I hope you're doing as well as can be. I've decided that I'm just going absolutely insane here, just being, you know, when you feel like you're sort of stuck in a rut. And I need to do something with my time whilst I'm getting answers and I'm trying to figure things out with the health and put weight on, blah, 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 and sort myself out. I've decided to get back into my crafting again like I used to do back in the day. Before you guys knew me, like years and years ago, we're talking, I just used to do like it online whenever I could, just do it on the side sort of thing. And I just had this little craft shop that I used to do. So I thought, you know what, I need to start my crafts again anyway. So I've just started to build them up gradually over like the last month or so or something. And with crafting, you sort of build as you go, don't you, with things like that. And so now I've got quite some decent amount of stuff now. So I'm now basically practicing lots of different things when I can. I'm just doing bits and bats when I'm able to. And I'm currently doing like getting into like the professional side of card making and all that, like doing the proper bee's knees stuff. I really want to get into that as best as I can. But I want to do like candle making again and wood. It's called like wood art, things that you can do with wood. And creating stuff from wood and like artwork that you can create onto wooden stuff. So I've been looking into doing that as well and practicing that. I'm starting that soon. And yeah, possibly candle making and stuff like that, like I said too. So yeah, I'm just giving it a whirl, seeing what happens, see where it takes me. And I find it really therapeutic as well. So
I was going to
hopefully
say,
it will help a bit.
yeah, most hobbies are quite therapeutic. I picked the guitar up yesterday for the first time
Yeah.
in a couple of months. So
Good on you. Yeah, like music's normally my therapy, like yourself. But the minute when I'm singing, but when I've been getting a lot of the nausea and the vomiting, sickness and all that, I can't sing when I'm like that. Do you know what I mean? I can't be talking as much. I just have to zip it. And I don't want to talk. I just want to be in quiet, peace and quiet and just calm. A nice calm environment too. So when I'm doing crafting, it's just nice and calm and peaceful. Do you know what I mean? And I don't have to worry about using my voice for anything. I can just literally zone out, put a bit of calming music on in the background if I want to, and just go for it. Just do your thing. And let the creative juices hopefully start to flow, love, because the amount of inspiration I'm getting, like, you know, online and seeing other people crafting or just doing something random sparks something in my head. And then I get an idea and I just want to go with it and just see where it takes me. But there you go. How are you guys doing then? How's life been treating you?
not too bad. Yeah, we're back. I've been lucky, really. It's been about 2 weeks, but the last sort of few days, I've had days off the painkillers. And then after a couple of days, I get a bit of aching. So I'll take a couple of more painkillers, but I haven't needed to sort of top up painkillers or anything. So,
right. Okay.
Yeah, it's getting better. It's just tight and it's got that
mate.
numb feeling rather than pain.
Yeah.
It's got the numb tingling feeling rather than actual pain. So.
Okay. Right. Well, when were you last live? You don't mind me asking you, like, how long ago were we talking when you were last like seeing like to a doctor about this, your back problems?
Oh, a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, so you've recently been getting this checked, yeah. Right, okay. Got you. What they said to you then, like, is it's like an actual like problem? Is it wear and tear, arthritis, like
Slip disc. I had sciatica before, and occasionally a bad back. Not very often, maybe 3 times a year I'd get a bad back, but I'd get sciatica, say, for a day or two once a month.
right.
Oh, that's fucking horrible.
That's horrible.
So, but this time it's the worst it's ever been. I pinched a nerve both sides, and so I've been having sciatica in both legs at the same time, which is a weird feeling.
Oh, yeah, I bet it is. Flipping heck.
Still been getting around. I was out today for an hour for a nice walk, and
you're doing great with the exercise always. Yeah.
Get the blood flow going around the back and the legs. So
yes, it's definitely good you're getting your exercise in, mate. As long as you get your exercise in, but you're getting your rest in as well. It's just like trying to balance the two, isn't it? You get your exercise, but you also get rest time and downtime for your body to just recover and heal a bit more where it can. But yeah, I was going to say, like I said to you before, mate, the Epsom salts are amazing for an Epsom salt bath. Perfect, just to ease the pain a bit and relax those muscles more and to help you sleep before you go to bed.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hello. You all right?
Hello, mate.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. How is everybody else?
So, thank you.
All right, not bad.
What are we talking about tonight?
We were going to talk about, I don't know.
Well, I was just waffling, and
I was waffling too, really. I was came along with the ride.
Iggy asked how the wife was, so we've gone on medical things. But yeah, no, just pleasantries, really, just pleasantries.
We will attempt.
Sounds good. So Sam says hello.
Who?
Sam the cat.
Oh,
you can't hear him meowing.
I'm supposed to hear a cat then, yeah. Was I hearing things?
Yeah,
I meant to say before, sorry. Sorry, mate. I was going to say to you before, dead quick, Nikki, before I forget. How are you and how's the your 3D printing going, love?
Oh, I broke it.
What?
I broke it again. Never mind. I'm waiting for bits to arrive again. I dropped the freaking Allen key on the flashy, lighty bit.
Sugar.
Bit with all the wires. So I know the motherboard. I dropped a fucking Allen key on it. Sorry, a flipping Allen key on it, and let the smoke fairy out again. So that's that again.
You shorted it.
Huh?
You short circuited it.
Yeah, proper.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Nasty.
So what's that? A new motherboard then?
Yeah, it's on its way now, probably in a container somewhere at sea between here and China.
What does it run like, a graphics card motherboard?
No, it's more of it's got more in common, I guess, with CNC
CAD.
stuff. Yeah, because it uses a G code, for all its movements and stuff.
I suppose, yeah, because it's just an axial coordinates, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So exactly.
3 axes, isn't it? 3 axial coordinates.
Yeah. It's really, there's not that much to it, is it?
I mean, it's the future, mate, and I can't wait till they start doing it in. I think 3D printing is limited at the moment because we're doing it on Earth.
Well, they are doing it on the ISS.
Exactly, but what we need to do is, if you could step it up onto an industrial scale in space, think about what you could build in space in zero G.
And they're not even particularly power hungry. This type of thing. It's not even particularly power hungry.
It's the first stage of replicators, isn't it? If you think about it,
Exactly,
that's exactly what it is.
In a sci-fi sort of mindset, they're just replicators that will be able to replicate you anything you want.
That's it.
including food at some point.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can already buy 3D printed lab grown steaks, can't you?
Yeah, and yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. That chocolate is being 3D printed now. Some cakes.
Here's the thing. They're not actually they're not vegetarian. They are actual steaks, even though they've been grown. The material for them has been grown in a petri dish.
Yeah,
but it's from a sample, and they've basically got it to replicate the cells.
Yeah,
and use that to then 3D print the steak. So it is actual. It's beef, but it's not come from a cow. I mean, the sample came from a cow, but the beef that you're eating more than likely came from the sample.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
think about what exotic animals we could eat
from some part of very young cows, don't they?
Well, I mean, cows, they take it. Yeah, well, I mean, think about veal.
Just before
it's supposed to be so much better than I've never had it myself. I've never had veal before, but it is supposed to be a lot better than beef because it's very
rich. Yeah, it's good for you. Yeah, and it's very rich and it's very expensive as well. I've had it before myself, and I personally can't stand it. I didn't like it at all. I prefer a rump steak any day, love.
I tell you what, I had, and you can get it in Aldi. It shocked the shit out of me. Venison steaks for £3.49.
I've tried that. I didn't like that either. I tried them both.
Lovely. It
Unless I just have a dodgy bit.
Delicious.
I'd try it again. I'd give it a go and just try a little bit again. If I ever got offered it, I'd probably just try a little bit and see what I reckon. But yeah, I've never really been a fan of those kind of meats. I love lamb, mate. I love lamb. Oh, I know it's like more expensive and all that, and sometimes you can get some really crap pieces of lamb. Rubbish pieces of lamb. But if you get the right piece,
that's another animal that's supposed to be better when it's younger, isn't it? So we drink, we eat the lamb, but when it gets to be an adult, it's called mutton, and it's considered an inferior product, isn't it? You know, mutton's always cheaper than lamb.
Yeah, I like mutton.
Yeah,
I do like lamb, but lamb gives me chronic indigestion.
Really?
Whereas if I have mutton curry ever,
or how it feels being muppet.
It's either obviously old sheep or goat, because they call goat and obviously mutton.
You've still got to
it doesn't give me indigestion. The fat content's gone, and they've cooked it for that long to make it tender, because you have to. It's a slow cook job.
It's deer, innit? D-E-E-R Tyrone. Sorry, Minge. Yeah, deer. Yes, it's part of the deer family, isn't it? Bambi. And I don't like the thought of eating Bambi. That's another thing. You
can't anthropomorphize animals. But what I'm saying is, with this lab-grown meat stuff, it means that we can eat the flesh of animals without having to kill them.
In the end, there'd be no genetic diversity, because no one would need big herds.
Do you know those?
You like black pudding, Ty? I love black pudding, and I like haggis too.
Slight sideways, but it has to do with blood. Do you know those creatures, the horseshoe crabs, the really ancient tail and stuff? Those things. So they're not allowed to kill them, but they have this blue blood that is really precious for. I think it's got anti-cancer properties and other stuff. So it's really. So they have. I've seen racks and racks of these things. They're kept alive by whatever they do, and they're all raining its blood into shit. It's horrible.
It's
they prefer to be killed.
I mean, if we could find a way of replicating that without making it sustainable, without harming the animals, especially if we could do that for us food as well, that has astronomical consequences. Because look at how much land is given over to livestock at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, we're chopping down the Amazon so that we can fucking harvest beef for America's McDonald's addiction.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We're chopping down the Amazon for what? Flipping Mackie D's.
But to turn into pasture for Mackie D's in America. Yeah.
Yeah. And
printed fruit full of cancer
sugarcane
chemicals.
plantations as well.
What the heck?
Like that, could it? You
These
could,
won't fit in ears, do my Eddie?
Yeah,
you could use more ingredients.
cut it down for palm plantations and
There you go. Got
cane,
it.
and
Sorry,
what
I've done
Reed
it. I've
said,
done it.
producing
How's it
for
look
McDonald's.
Oh, look at that. Is that so you can tell which one's left and which one's right?
No, love, it charges up. I've just realised it's a chargey up one and that it had to be in a certain angle. And I was just slightly off. It wasn't fitting in. It wasn't quite closing properly or anything. But now it's got like a little magnet on it, you see. You pop them in there. It charges them up through there. You can keep it shut and secure like that. And then you've got your little charger. I knew it obviously charged up with this thing, but I didn't realise it was like inside here. I thought it was like a separate thing altogether and had another piece to it, but no, this is all you need. And once it's got charged there, it will just obviously charge up like that. Bish, bash, bosh. So that's awesome. I got this from flipping Poundland, but it was like £2 or £3 or something, not a quid. Most things aren't a pound in there anymore, just so you know. We're talking at least £1.50 onwards in Poundland. But I did a big haul.
False advertising, bastards.
You fancy that?
Yeah, when you go, don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. There are still things in there for £1, right, in Poundland. However, nowadays, I wish I had a receipt with me right now, my invoice, because I did a haul. I got a load of stuff that I've needed for ages. I got craft stuff, I got baking stuff, I got some toiletries, just extra things that I needed. I got some snacks. I got stuff for birthdays, for my nephew's birthday that's just been and gone, and then my other nephew in a couple of weeks. Got plenty of stuff, but not everything is a pound. Not everything is a pound. Some stuff is like I say, £1.50 onwards. Some stuff is like a £5 or £6, but it's like, you know, higher quality stuff, or it's, you know, something that would be more expensive. In fact, hang on, let me just see.
Safe, Min, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, yeah.
I just want to quickly be brief. We're talking about, and I don't know who's talking, but my man's talking about like take the skin off animals. We're talking about the food chain. Now, before we decide to change the food chain, we've always been living this way. Why change the food chain? Because remember, the animals eat us just as much as we eat the animals. Do you know what I mean? It's a food chain. We go to bed every night and get ate by bed bugs. It's a fucking food chain.
Let me. Can I count a second?
That was my point about the genetic diversity.
You got to go back with. Hold on, before you come in, let me finish what I've got to say. You got to go back to nature. Nature is we eat everything and everything eats us. Full stop.
That's not nature.
Okay, can I counter?
Hedgehogs don't eat us. And I've eaten hedgehogs. Of course you can.
So, to counter that argument, I would say you look at biomass of living organisms on this planet, yeah? So when you look at the total biomass, there's a pie chart in existence, and I can't pull it up on screen. Maybe somebody can Google it for me. And I might not be exact with my percentages, but I'm going to be approximate. So approximately 40% of the world's biomass is taken up by livestock that we eat, livestock that's farmed for us in order to be able to eat it. We make up about 30% of, I might even be wrong, it could even be more than that, 30% of the biomass on this planet, because there's 8 billion of us, and the rest of nature makes up the remaining 30%.
There you go. Wolfman says there, interfere with nature and you'll destroy the planet. We die and are consumed back into the soil. Well, yeah,
So-
but if that's right, we should.
So let's quickly get back to your question. If you interfere with nature, hold on. If you interfere with nature, as you're saying, and we're bringing in these machines, which is going to interfere with nature and the food chain,
How?
we're going to
Have we not already interfered by the? Hang on, no, Peter.
Hold on, I did let you finish. Let me finish. Like Smile,
I hadn't actually finished.
Smile upon on his panel last night.
I'd like to go as well.
In 2018, look at the man compared to the man that's going to be in 2040. Do you know what I mean? For fuck's sakes, we're talking about splicing and dicing and fucking about with nature. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah. Leave it alone.
We've been doing that since we started farming. That's exactly what farming is.
Right
we're fucking about with nature. We're harnessing the processes of nature to our advantage, Peter.
Doesn't make it right. No, it doesn't.
Okay, so what should we do? Go back to...
when you kick a stone, you're interfering with nature.
So what should we do? Should we just live in complete isolation and not
learn how to live compatible with the people you live with instead?
And that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying that we should do. If we can use technology, to harness our, if we have the ability to be able to sustain ourselves in a way that has less of an impact on the biosphere that we live in, then that's got to be a good thing, hasn't it, Peter? You'd agree with me with that?
Well, partially, yes.
So if we could avoid...
Hold on. You asked me a question. I understand your concept, yes. But we don't know the laws of nature, really. We don't even know what's underneath the sea, never mind what's above us. Right, we're just going with day by... Hold on, let me finish. Then it's very short. We're just going by day in everything we've been told. Nobody knows nothing because nobody's really living out in the wilderness. Come on.
What are you expecting? You're all cavemen again.
I'm expecting us all to have love for the... See, we have, as humans, we have dominance over the animal. Hold on. You asked a question. Let me finish.
That's not what gives us dominance.
Oh, my fucking God. Let somebody finish what they've got to say. Then
fucking God all you like, mate. You don't dominate.
Please, mate. I'm not speaking over you like you're speaking over me. I'm speaking over you because you are speaking over me. Listen, let somebody have the chance to speak before you come back.
Yeah, one at a time, and we can
wait for the reply.
Calm down. You don't get 10 minutes every time. That's just, that's just greedy.
No, you're greedy because you're speaking over somebody and you want to be more important than anybody else.
You're demanding like 10 minutes.
Ask a question.
Anybody says something. Just rest your chops a minute.
How do you know I don't want to talk to Reese?
Wait, how do you know I don't want to talk to Reese or Ministry?
Don't let me trouble you in the manner that I speak. Don't let me trouble you in the manner that I...
How do you know I'm not? Hey, I want to talk to
Don't let me trouble you in the manner that I express myself.
We're not all. It's not all about you, lad. It's not all about you. How do you know?
It's not all about you, neither, man. I'm trying to come back with some answers to some questions.
Stop shouting, you muppet.
Get some control here, guys. This isn't productive.
You just come in here all guns blazing. You come in here again all guns blazing. Let Nicky finish.
Chat lives matter.
Laura,
Come on,
I was speaking before the arsehole tried to wipe my arse with his fucking toilet paper. I wasn't having it.
What are you talking about? Stop being horrible. Stop being nasty. Stop talking in and just be a normal human being.
Why is he shouting so much?
Minnie, just...
Oh, man.
Let Nicky finish his sentence, please, yeah? Let him finish what he's saying.
Right, left, right and centre, Laura.
You're entirely unnecessary, aren't you?
Oh, he's horrible.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Wow.
No worries. We weren't shouting before Peter came on. And to have a conversation, it takes more than... If it's
been the loudest voice, just because you're the loudest voice in the room, it doesn't make it right.
Exactly, mate.
Is that right? It's a one-sided conversation, a statement. Am I right in saying that? Because... I know Peter wanted to make a point, but you got to let other people interject. That's what debate and conversation is about.
So the basic crux of his argument, from what I could gather, was he was saying that but if we were to do something like lab printed meat, 3D printed lab grown meat, we're fucking about with nature. And he's got a point. Yes, we are. but it is something that we have been doing since we started farming. That's exactly what farming is. It's fucking about with nature. It's using nature to our advantage to make the food grow where we want it to grow.
Yeah.
Well,
Every animal you breed.
5,000 years ago or more, they were manipulating different strains of grain crops, obviously, to make the best wheat and rye. I think they were taking the seeds from the biggest, fattest plants, you know.
Yep.
So that's genetically.
Always done that.
You're only letting a certain size and weight of grain.
And we did it with animals as well. We selectively bred our animals to bring out characteristics that were desirable.
We bred cows to be smaller, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And more docile.
Docility.
Because look at what their ancestors are. You know, things like wildebeest and bison and you know, they're not. They will have shared ancestry with them.
Yeah.
Buffaloes. They're very, very aggressive, all of them.
Yeah, those bison are crazy. Yeah. Well, they get up in Poland and all that, and across parts of America and stuff, and other places too. They are flipping ferocious. And I tell you another one, moose. Moose lives to be 50.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Last year, 2023, they had an open hunting season on bison, but you had to put your name in a hat, and only so many people would be allowed to go out because it was a cull by the national park, the one that controls the Grand Canyon. Ruined.
Well, you know why that is, don't you?
They have decimated the natural flora and fauna. There's no bushes, no flowers left.
It's because they allowed hunting
Did you take part in that?
wolves.
Men, did you take part in that?
No. I've seen it on.
I thought you were
I didn't actually see the hunt because it was like an hour and a half video. But one of the YouTubers I watch from Kentucky, he does mostly fishing and that, but because he's
you can't put nature right
quality. Yeah, he's sniper quality with a rifle. And
no.
Yeah,
they get invited by gun companies that they're sponsored by. So, yeah.
The best way to put nature right again is just to fucking leave it the fuck alone.
Yes,
because nature over a long enough period of time will rectify itself.
Yeah, but it will. It'll, you know, because they were having problems with them attacking people's cars and that, and breaking into cars for food, assaulting people for food, being aggressive when there's young around. Then, in my opinion, I think the public should be kept further away rather than the animals be cold and kept into one area. You know, they do have to be. I understand them having to cull out sick and injured animals, the same as any herd would. But I don't think around the Grand Canyon they've got predators in it big enough. There's coyotes.
No, like I said, they wiped out all the wolves, didn't they?
Yeah, there's no mountain lions and there's no wolves in the canyon. They're spreading that way, but there isn't at the moment. So, all right, Peter.
I will apologise, mate. It's your channel.
No, it's all right. It's all right. We just, you know, if we're going to have a conversation, then converse. We can converse.
Well, please don't throw abuse at me for no reason too, please. Sorry to jump in, Mins, but please don't keep doing that too for no reason. There's no need at all. Doing that just shows that you're a nasty piece of work, really, doesn't it? So if you want to come across as a nice person, Peter, please don't throw abuse in my direction.
I would agree with you, Laura. I'm not trying to come across as nice or as horrible in any way, shape, or form. I'm trying to come across as me that don't know how to distinguish until I've been told that I'm coming across like that in that manner. Yeah, I have to go back and see how I'm reacting. Or
that's fair enough. Yeah? Not a problem. That's okay.
I understand.
I'm not just being told of my actions.
Right, well, listen, dude. Listen, you make your point. Yeah, make your point. Go for it.
as I'm saying, I came on just to the chat is the way the chat's always going to be. I only came on to turn around and say I've been timed out in your chat, and there's no real reason for me to be timed out in your chat. That's all. That is the real reason.
I reset it to 10 seconds.
Okay.
When
But
you
as
put
you're
it
having a conversation about like the food chain, as we're talking about nature, nature is also law. There's also a law in nature. Do you know what I mean? This is where we can go down. If we're talking about nature and the food chain, it all relates to one thing, and that is dominance, power. Do you know what I mean? Who has dominance and power to eat who? Like, for instance, if you're in the woods on your own and a bear comes up, who has dominance and power? Do you know what I mean? What if you're in the woods alone or in the Sahara Desert and a tiger comes up, or a camel, or somebody who else is hungry, like the fucking wolves? Who has dominance and power? We have dominance and power in packs. This is the reason why we have war. And that's how the food chain goes.
So do you think that human society is essentially a manifestation of that natural instinct to dominate the people and things around us and the
no it's all about
the political system and the
before you even finish what you're saying, I'm going to come with no, because it's all about survival. It's all about existing. It's all about getting through and making sure you're alive today and tomorrow. Yeah. Now look at the animals. They go through being targeted by us humans every day. They have arrows and gunshots, and they still run away and they still live. Do you know what I mean? But nobody's there to help them. They find their way through it.
We're way
they're going through.
Peter,
do you know what I mean?
Peter, we're well past living day to day. That we plan months, years ahead now as a species. We're not living day to day like that anymore. It's just not what we do.
Are you sure about that?
We're not living far enough into the future.
Let me come back to that question. Are you sure about that? Because now we're in a crisis of living. So are you sure?
People plan years ahead, don't they, for all kinds of things? It's what, as a species,
we can't plan years ahead anymore because we've got a crisis of living. We've got to spend every penny we've got just to get through. So there's no tomorrow anymore. So that thought, what you're talking about, doesn't exist.
There is
in
tomorrow.
Society.
Well, no. When you think about it, Peter, that can't be true because
when's your tomorrow?
If do you follow the news at all?
Social media news, not mainstream news, yeah.
Right. So have you heard that there are a lot of politicians at the moment talking and military staff in our military talking about the need to create a much larger armed forces than we have right now?
Well, if you go and listen to Simon Sideways, there's a civil army that's we're taking away the power from the people that have, and we're putting it back to the people that are going to be. Like, for instance, there's going to be a civil army in England very soon. A civil army that's not controlled by any powers to be. See, this is the problem with people. You're not informed. You're not informed. You're not looking, and you're not researching, and you're not even wanting to go home. All you want to do is believe that you're living here on Earth. There's more to it than the fucking story you've been told.
Taking what Simon Sideways says for fact is probably a mistake anyway.
Taking anything that you hear from one of these talking heads on the internet as fact is, in fact, you can include the mainstream media in that as well.
He's not very good at critical thinking, Simon Sideways.
Well, I didn't say that the guy is very good at anything at all. What I turned around and says, what he listens to topics, which are interesting topics, and all he's doing is bringing it to the table for the rest of us to talk about. Now, the man says at the beginning, I know nothing about this. Let's have a chat. And then when you have a chat, you learn things because somebody in that chat knows something more than what you do. This is the reason why we have these chats.
Peter, can I just say something now? A little while ago, I watched Simon Sideways. You may have seen it. He was driving his truck and he was ranting about the asylum seekers going home for Christmas. Do you remember? And he had a rant about it. Huge.
No,
rant
I don't
about
watch him, mate. Honestly, no, I don't watch
an
him.
hour-long rant about it. Now, if you
I don't
apply,
like him. I don't watch him.
any kind of critical thinking, Peter, he'd have realised that they don't get their passports, so they don't go anywhere at Christmas. Do you know what I mean?
Have you seen what's happening in America?
Critical thinking.
Everybody in America has to go through TSA, but the asylum seekers, they don't even have a passport, and they're rushed through. They don't even pay for their flight, and they're rushed through to go anywhere in America. Go and see what's really happening in the world, mate.
Not in America.
Wake
I was
up,
talking
please,
about the UK.
No. What's happening in America is happening around the world. It's not just happening in America because our borders are just kicked in the same way, mate. So what I'm trying to say is our borders ain't highlighted. Hold on a minute. Let me finish. Our borders ain't highlighted like America's borders are. But yet our borders are being fucking fleeced in the same way. Come on.
Come on, what?
Evening, Rob.
Get your fucking head together. I'm talking the truth, mate. It's plain sight, and yet you don't want to see it.
Talking is bollocks, mate. I think it's absolute bollocks. I think
get up here and show that I'm right or wrong, Ron.
Here's a context for you.
You gave an example. I told you he's shit, and you said, "Oh, I don't watch him anyway." Well, fair enough. Someone else can talk to you. Carry on, mate. You'll have more fun than me.
You know the Yuri Gazarin or whatever his name was, Prugzarin. I forget his name. Putin killed him because he tried a coup.
Evening, Mark.
Hello, Ministry.
He was head of the Wagner Group.
Easy, Mark.
How you going, Peter? You good, mate?
As best I can be, mate. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark.
All right.
Yeah, we're just saying that guy who was the head of the Wagner Group that Putin killed. He
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. He prior to him dying, he put out a hit on the Italian foreign minister because the Italian foreign minister had actually come out and said that the migrants that were coming over from some of these parts of the world were being paid by essentially the Russians to do so, because the influx of migration destabilizes Europe. Have you noticed that there's no migration issues in Russia?
Yeah, because the Russian authorities are brutal. That could
Absolutely.
be 100% propaganda.
But bear in mind as well, like you say,
you've
got
to
look at you hit the nail on the head, Wolfie.
There's a proxy
Well,
war.
there must have been slums. Yeah, there must have been some, because when 9 million people moved out of the Ukraine, fleeing the war, 1 million went east and 8 million went west. So they must have had some sort of migration problem with 1 million people turning up at the doorstep, surely.
Well, to be honest with you, I do not begrudge anybody who's fled the war in Ukraine from coming to this country. I welcome them because they are genuine refugees from an actual conflict area, and they're not safe where they are. I welcome them. I welcome them. They need to be sheltered.
I've got no beef with them. I've got no beef with people fleeing war. It's what
I would also say anybody who wants to flee the conflict from Israel or Palestine, we should house them, because that's a war zone too.
Well, if you take as many as you can in. If you've got a big enough house, take as many as you can in, because people like you need to. Yeah, the rest of us won't. And don't criticize.
Shut up.
Don't criticize us because you choose not to. Remember this. We all have a choice. We can all say yes or no. Yeah, and we shouldn't be forced into a yes if we say no. So then if you choose to, well, then put up and shut up. This is that.
Well, the problem is, Peter, we're not given the choice, because I watched the House of Lords debate about it and about all this, the crisis. And basically, it was only one member of the Lords out of maybe 50 I watched what actually brought up. Has anyone actually asked the British public what they want?
Is his name?
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's a big enough issue that it's big enough to be put to a public vote to the whole nation.
Yeah, but what would you ask them?
Ministry, no one actually, not one of these MPs, or sorry, lords and ladies, brought up the British public's view. It took 4 hours to get that view, and that was the only question he asked. Has anyone actually asked the British public what they think about it? But
if you put it to a referendum, what exactly is the question that you ask?
Well, listen, I'm not talking about a referendum. That's just silly talk, because a referendum would take ages.
It was about
that's
the
just silly talk,
wasn't it?
Well, no, we had a referendum for Brexit, didn't we? So why can't we have a referendum?
That's a long drawn out thing. It took 5-6 years to come, didn't it? And it didn't really come what it was dressed up as. It was just an election winner for the Conservative Party, wasn't it? Because the Labour Party didn't have the brains. The Labour Party didn't have the brains to go along with the British public.
Mark,
yeah, it would have to be a vote for the British public, to say,
it was dressed up as
yes or no to illegal immigrants. Legal immigrants, fine, no problem at all. Illegal immigrants.
Right. Well, hang on, Ministry. There shouldn't be a vote. Hang on, sorry, Peter. There shouldn't be a vote. Full stop. The word illegal it should be the end case.
Right.
It's illegal.
Let's look at this rationally, Ed. You know how many people came to the United Kingdom, net migration into the United Kingdom last year?
600,000 or 700,000.
Okay, so do you know how many of those were the people that were coming over in the boats?
Only 10 or 11% in the hotels.
How many?
10 or 11% of that number.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot of people, though, putting up in hotels, isn't it? A lot of people.
10 of 70,000 is
actually, it's not a lot, is it?
It's not a lot, no. It virtually fills Wembley Stadium up. It's not a lot of people, yeah.
Okay, then the question is that...
From what I know as well, just sorry to jump in, from what I knew as well, the other day, it was saying that last week we'd had over 600 coming in already in the new year in January so far, and that was last week. So I'm sure by now...
But it's a drop of the ocean compared to legal migration. Legal migration far outnumbers illegal migration.
Do you know what, Rick? I'm sure most of the audience and the panel know that. I'm sure they do know that fact.
No, they don't. They don't want to.
Hold on a second.
They don't know that fact, Niggy. Niggy, you call people racist for just mentioning refugees.
Well, only when they're being racist, Mark.
Well, the name of time I've been racist and you called me racist 3 or 4 times.
You will.
Well, name it then. Name it and I'll prove you wrong.
I'm not going to do it again. No,
because you're a fool, Niggy.
You need to get over yourself.
You're an old fool, mate. Well, just
I've got a question for Niggy. I've got a question.
Come on, let's hear from Peter. Let's hear from Peter a minute.
I've got a question for you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is the whole world being infiltrated by Muslims? The whole world.
You better ask. I'm not religious. You better ask a Muslim.
Well, look at every fucking border.
I've got
by Muslims. Why?
I've got a question for
because
Peter.
We're at war. Because we're at war. Wake up, you fucking fat fuck, and stop thinking you're fucking
Peter. I've got a question for you. I've got a question for you, Peter. Peter, I've got a question for you, mate. My question for you is why? My question for you is why is Christianity all over the world?
My answer,
because we've done exactly the same thing. We've travelled the world. We've travelled the world.
My answer.
Hasn't that been a good thing? Hasn't that been a good thing for the world? No, in the long run.
Well, I don't know.
No, it hasn't. Yeah, I'm sure it hasn't.
You know how many people have died in the name of Christianity?
Exactly.
How many people have survived in the name of Christianity?
Yeah,
how many have led good lives in the name of Christianity? You ungodly man. You're an ungodly man.
Go it.
Blasphemer.
And nor are you.
Mark, I'm an ungodly man as well.
It doesn't matter. Listen, I'm not into religion myself, but in a lot of cases, it makes people better people. Yeah.
I would agree. What it does, Mark, is helps them find themselves to see better things in life. Like, for instance, let's just say me going through my torment. Let's just talk about me for a sec. hypothetically, I'm talking about everybody. Now, me going through certain scenarios, just like everybody else does, when we're hurt and we're lost, we go and find God. Yeah. And then we all get lost. Now, like, for instance, you can't go to a church and question a priest because the priest will only give you the Bible's version, which doesn't make sense in the way that you're living or you're going through certain situations.
Yeah, but what it gives, Peter, what it gives people is a structure. Look, I was looking at that thing I told you the other week about that Pitcairn Islands. Who's got YouTube on?
Mark, as one atheist to another, that was pretty weak.
I'm not an atheist. I'm not an atheist.
Well, you said you were. You said you.
No, I didn't say I was. I said I wasn't religious. It doesn't make you an atheist to not be religious. Work it out, Niggy. I'm not an atheist.
Where does that put you on the scale?
He doesn't believe the bullshit.
It doesn't put me anywhere on a scale. It puts me on a scale. Nothing to do with you. So keep your nose out of my beliefs.
That's fine. Don't come up here and talk about them then.
I wasn't. You brought it up.
You called me ungodly, you prat.
Well, you are. You are. You hate. When I brought up on a panel that Christian preachers were being attacked in town centres, you went, "Oh, what's it? Christian preachers? Well, they don't do you no harm, do they? What harm are they doing you, Niggy?"
Yeah, the Christian preachers do harm.
When I speak, Niggy, are you just going to overtalk me all the time?
Christian preachers do harm, mate.
And how do they do harm? By speaking the Bible.
Because when they sat there spouting rhetoric about that promotes homophobia,
okay, let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. You don't say fuck all when the Muslim lot do it, though, do ya? None of you do. But it's crowds of fucking homosexuals and Muslims attacking Christian preachers, and you're seeing it week in, week out. But when the Muslims do it, you say fuck all because you're frightened of them, ain't ya? You say fuck all.
No. Why are you shouting, Mark? Mark, why are you shouting first and foremost? Second,
you're making a tit of yourself, lad.
I can't call it a mic drop. It must be a mark drop.
Making a tit of yourself.
No, I'm not, because you're a fucking coward. You're a coward. What if you? I guarantee you go to Speaker's Corner and see what. And when they speak about homosexuals, see if you say anything. I bet both of you walk away with your fucking tails between your legs.
Statue somewhere you should be guarding.
See, when it comes to being a man, most men today have bodies. And
they're all mouth, mate. They're all mouth on the internet. They'll say nothing to the Muslim counterpart.
You should be able to
most of these people that we talk to on YouTube, mate, have got tits.
Still shouting,
men that claim they've got their down men. They've got tits, mate. Look at Nathan Benson, for instance. Yo, have you seen his breasts? Fuck's sakes, come on. Most of these people we talk to on fucking line, including most of these idiots that claim that they know something.
Judge him by his breasts.
And all they want to do is argue their point because they've been told that, and they've done no research, no fuck all, Mark.
Do you want to see my
Like I said before, nobody knows that they're following the Bible.
Peter, feel my breasts.
I'm trying to educate you that what's yet to come is a very biblical moment that's going to change humanity. And yet it's pre-planned. And I hope you fall for it, because I tell you what, the devil will get you, and it says that in the Bible, the devil will take 98% of this world with it.
You're as mad as a box of frogs. Does it say that in the Bible? Because it should.
Well, it's got your name.
Well, I think you're mad, Niggy. I think you're as mad as a...
You're welcome to think that. Crack on.
Thank you. Thank you very much for allowing me to think.
50-50.
We're all allowed our we're all individuals with individual opinions. So
see what makes me laugh, Ministry, is they'll go on about Christian preachers and say, "Oh, they're doing such bad things." Yeah, they've been on our streets for decades. Yeah, you either walk past them and you can either engage with them or just walk past them. They won't really trouble you. But when it comes to the Muslim counterparts, they can get quite aggressive. They're saying quite, a lot worse things, And the likes of Niggy backs all that up, like, oh, that's great, yeah, that's fine. But the Christian ones, what have been here for centuries, are a big problem all of a sudden.
Are you predicting the future?
You look at the chat in this way, yeah.
The future's looking grim. You only got to look at history, Niggy. If you know your history, the future's looking very grim, I'm afraid.
Really?
No, it is, yeah. And history repeats itself. And not just that. You got to look at what the chat's saying. They're saying that I'm the devil. I'm not asking anybody to
What is
kill.
he talking about now?
Everybody to put love. The chat has been.
I'm very confused.
Well, Niggy, if you don't believe me, go and look at General McGregor, some of the American generals and ex-generals and Russians and British generals. If you don't think the future's not looking bright, just have a listen to what they've got to say. Not some idiot on YouTube, not a no-mark like me. Go and have a listen to what these guys have got to say, what's coming to us. These are generals. They're all ex-generals.
I already do.
What kind of stuff are they saying?
Well, then maybe you should listen a bit more carefully because the future isn't.
I do listen.
Right,
well,
I'll listen if I know where to listen to.
Yourself, Mark. You crack on scaring yourself, mate. It's all
But
good.
then I don't want to be terrifying myself for no reason.
Evening, boys. Good evening.
What's up, mate?
Yeah. Turn your camera off.
You'll be careful to what you listen to nowadays, aren't you? Because a lot of it's BS, but then some of it, yes, it's
What's happening,
true.
Welsh? She ain't seen you for ages, mate.
Good evening, everyone.
I'll give you
Good
that.
evening, Welsh.
How are you, lad?
Oh, mate. Let me just get my mic.
How about you go melt into a puddle?
Yeah.
Sorry, Laura, I hadn't said hello. Hello, Laura.
You all right, mate? How's it going?
Not too bad.
Good. Yeah, so, yeah, I was just going to say super duper quick. Well, before you just say hello and shit, I just wanted to say that quick whilst I've got Mark's attention. I am behind on YouTube, okay, because I've been taking more breaks, just so you know. But I heard you vaguely say before that Nikki was a racist or something. I'm just intrigued. What the hell has happened? Eh?
No. He basically quoted I was a racist about 5 or 6 times. Because I questioned something he said, and I just thought, wow, is that how foolish this man is, that he just brand you?
It was ages ago. He's still got a stiff.
No, it wasn't. It was 2 days ago. It was 2 days ago, you lying bastard.
No, that's when you last said I called you that. That's the last time you said I called you that.
Oh, you've called me it before. I must have not noticed it.
I've known you like that for ages. I don't know what's changed in the last few days.
No,
Okay,
you've never called. I've never heard you call me a
racist then?
racist.
I don't get this.
But you know, you crack on, Niggy. That's what you believe. That's up to you.
Thank you.
Well, I've never known either of you to be a racist, none of you, so this is a bit of a shocker. For both of you.
Well, Nikki believes in open borders. So anyone who doesn't believe in open borders, when you're that far to one side, you then turn around and
hang on a minute. I just said
call everyone else a racist if they want to.
How come you're not listening, Welshman? Because I said that your problem is with legal immigration and not illegal immigration.
Well,
but you fell for the illegal shit, didn't you?
Controlling the borders. That's all encompassing.
Listen to me again. The problem is with legal immigration, not illegal immigration.
Yeah,
that's
but you want open borders. So anyone that would veer even 5 days from your position,
the problem
that's why you would call someone a racist. That's what people like you do.
You're refusing to understand what I'm saying, aren't you? And it's only a few words.
You are just that, ain't you, Binksy?
It's just.
I remember not long ago.
The problem lies with legal immigration. The 600,000 that came last year.
Put up a live, Binksy.
It's been updated. It's
the people you're complaining about.
750,000 now.
Stop. Hang on. The people you're complaining about. Well, whatever. The people you're complaining about in the hotels represent only 10%.
Control your borders. You understand what control your borders means?
You're attacking the wrong people.
We just run away.
No, Nikki, once again, see how he doesn't understand what controlling the borders means?
To make you sound proud.
Absolutely. Say what?
I'm talking to the chat. You carry on talking to each other.
Oh my days! I wish I'd not asked. No, I wish I'd not asked. I was just very, very, very confused to why you're calling each other racist, which is such a big word to use. And you know, I was just a bit confuddled, but now I'm even more confuddled.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Well, I think you guys need to just talk this through and move on.
Let's close the border to Wales. I'll be up for that.
And I mean, open borders, I would rather not, to be honest with you. But, you know, that's not down to us at the end of the day, is it?
Really being
well, it is down to you because you hold the vote.
Despite what he says, it's not my choice either.
Chat.
It should really be. It's that much of an issue. It should really
You
be
are.
done for the
Stop
British
being a
public.
coward that you're playing. Or you're
Oh,
showing to
I
be.
don't call her a coward. Behave.
Who?
I'm not
Who's
talking to
who's
the chat.
echoing?
I'm not talking to the panel. I'm talking to the chat.
Well, go in the
Yes, but
chat.
you don't seem very nice, are you?
You keep making exclamations, Peter. If you got talk to the chat, go in the chat, man.
Listen, you were talking to other people on the chat.
Dame in
mate. You don't need to
Chensington.
talk
Good
to me
day.
because you override me every time I talk. So I don't want to speak to you because your voice is more powerful than mine. So at the moment, I'm talking to the chat. You carry on talking to the panel, and I will listen to what the panel's got to say.
I'll tell you what, I'll go in the chat then, shall I? And you can shout to your heart's content, okay?
Listen, mate, you can stay up here and talk. Listen, just shows how much of a coward that guy is when it comes to conversations.
He just
He
jumped
can't
off.
bring nothing to the table. He really can't bring nothing to the table and have a conversation with it. Anyway, Base Welshman, nice to see you, even though I don't like it. Nice to see you, mate.
That's my kind of an introduction, isn't it?
It's always nice to be honest.
Oh dear.
Listen, you don't have to like somebody to listen to somebody. You can always listen to somebody. And make your own.
Yeah.
Is this Pope?
No,
it's Peter. Yeah,
It is
No, it's
indeed.
Yeah. Yes, it's Peter Pope. Well, Peter Pope doesn't like many people.
Like I say, not a lot of many people like you neither. So you know, we both sit in the same category.
Ooh. A bit cheeky, a bit rude.
I do plan for a certain sort of majority of the public not to like me. I purposely plan myself not to be liked by everyone. That just makes you a fucking wet with no position.
Let's just say that you stole my thoughts. Let's just say you stole my thoughts, which I came onto YouTube with, and now you've made a character from it. Let's just say that instead.
A character.
Nah,
well, you claim you are a character.
He's just being himself.
Well, Laura, let's explain again to you. Let's just say when I first came onto YouTube, I was all of this and I was all of that. I'm all of this and all of that. And I've not changed. But what has changed is this: a lot of people are robbing me of my thoughts. Hence,
what do you mean?
When did you start
remember,
YouTube?
When a man tries to be a man, they have to rob another man who is a man. Remember that, Laura. Like for instance, to stand next to a man, you can't have tits because you're a woman. And what Base Welshman does, he stands next to a woman with a beer belly and tits and claims he's a man. So there's your answer to your question.
I don't even understand any of that. Pope. When did you start YouTube, Pope?
Long time before you, pal.
Well, when was that?
Long time before you. You don't need to know the date, mate. You want to know the date?
Gordon Shy, about 10 years ago, Welshie. About 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Just a rough year. Just a rough year.
From the beginning, mate.
It doesn't matter the time or date. It matters what we brought forward and who's listening. And most of the time,
we're not similar. We're not similar in any way. We're not similar. We're not similar, Peter.
What you brought forward, I did listen.
But we're not similar in any way.
Like a fucking pussy when a crowd comes up to you to confront you. Yeah, that makes me tell myself to walk away from you. And I
what did he just say?
And I don't like it.
I missed most of it.
So
what did you say, Peter? Something about backing off when confronted by a crowd, which is what I would have fucking done, Peter. Come on, man. Use your noggin.
Okay. Can I speak? Can I speak? Can you explain to me when was this, please? When this happened? Because I would like to know.
Your mic was muffled. I didn't really hear every word that he said, so you have to repeat something.
He said, "Can you explain where you think that you're talking about?"
Yeah, I'd like to know when this happened.
When what happened, pinpoint.
I sort of run away from a crowd of people.
Well, I've seen you on a few of your lives, yeah, and you're going in. Let's just talk about the fires. When you was showing up the fires and whatnot, and the crowd confronted you. You were so much a coward. I tell you what, you didn't have
wow.
What? Are you kidding me? Are you
kidding
me?
This guy's a fucking. This guy's a
If you
fucking
had
weirdo.
fire behind you, you would be running at times, Peter.
Laura,
If you had fire going off behind your arse, you wouldn't just stand there, would you, you prick? Oh my days.
Laura, if you want to be heard, take your time and let others speak first.
Really? I barely said a word of you around.
Laura, it's time to hear you. Laura.
Oh,
So let
shut
me,
up and be.
Laura. Let me.
One thing in life.
Laura.
Bloody hell.
You have to be special.
Laura.
You're not special. You're growing old.
Let me rephrase what Peter just said. Peter said when I was at an active riot. When I was an active riot. When there was fires, I was at an active riot and I didn't run anywhere. I had my fucking dog on my back. So the most important thing was obviously me and my dog's safety. But you obviously know nothing about me. Because if you noticed and you watched the film, I knew people. I knew people there as well. Don't forget. And I wasn't being held with any protection or anything. I was just as vulnerable as the next guy. As far as they was concerned, I was mainstream media with an iPhone, for fuck's sake. So let's get a couple of things straight here. I didn't even run from that. What are you on about? Run? Fucking have a word with you.
Bring me to your channel. Let's have a chat.
Fucking weirdo.
Start me, Binksy.
Is indeed.
I'll tear you apart like your knickers are when a man tries to get through and you says
Where's
no.
Marco?
You are just a weirdo. Why do you always have to bring it down to disgusting things? Shut your face.
Listen, you got to understand that this dirty fucking slag in the chat is
excuse me. If you're talking to me as slag, you have had sex in nearly 4 years, you idiot. Shut up.
People, please. This girl ran
Said
round left,
you.
right, and centre, calling me a fucking pedo.
How dare you call me that? How dare you?
She says everything she can say about me. How?
Shows how little you know me, mister.
Think he was on about you then. I don't think he was on
Well,
about
I'm not
you
sure
then.
who you were talking about, but I'm the only woman on panel, love, and it sounded like you were talking to a woman then, talking about knickers and all this as well.
It's because Binks is in the chat. He's...
Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, no, yeah, Binks is there, isn't she? Yeah, but still, for goodness sake. This is disgusting. Whoever he's aiming it at, he's got to stop. He's absolutely vile, mate. Awful.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Oh,
I have to kick him off 5 minutes earlier as well.
Yeah, I know you did, darling, and
Where's
I don't blame you.
Where's Mark gone? Mark just dropped off 5 minutes, and it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, he dropped off as well, yeah. I think the tone of the conversation went downhill with Peter's rant, I think.
Yeah, he just wants the reaction, doesn't he, to make himself feel important.
God, he's just, he's absolutely awful. Just why did he have to speak about women like that? You know, now I've realised, of course, Binksy's still in the chat. Yeah, he must have been going at Binksy. It must have been, but still, he's wrong. He shouldn't be doing it, whether it's to her, to me, whoever, whatever woman. He's got to stop speaking to women like that. Who the hell does he think he is? I know he says he has a brain injury or something, was it? Or something wrong with his brain. I understand that, if that's the case. But still, you can control certain things that come out your mouth still. He knows what he's saying is wrong. So why keep doing it?
Yeah.
But anyway. Oh. Horrible. Anyway. But yeah, it's if it gets I mean, I've seen a few of your videos over the last couple of years. Well, Shane, I've not seen every single one of them, but I've seen a good few. And you do put yourself in dangerous situations, and this guy's to think that you just just sort of walking the streets doing nothing. You're not at all. You are putting yourself in danger, but you know what you're doing, and it is great content as well. And you're doing your thing, and he's just chatting utter bollocks. Hello, Binksy, darling. You all right?
How you doing?
Oh, so how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Well, I am. I'm actually earlier, just a bit earlier. My brother came over in a mad panic. His wife had he was getting her to the car to take her to the hospital with chest pains, and then she's collapsed on flights. Took an ambulance an hour and a half to get here. But she's off to hospital now. She's not so bad. So no, I'm all right. Apart from that, yeah, good.
Yeah,
no, I just like pop up and trigger the Muppet a little bit more. He thinks I've been talking about him all over the place. Don't mention the fucking cretin unless it comes up in conversation, because I really don't care. And no, poor boy, I will not be getting you up on panel and talking to you, you fucking cretin. Why would I want to talk to you? You've been the one going all over panels talking about me, talking shit about. 1 minute I'm a lesbian because I haven't had a man for so long. Next minute I'm a slag. Which is it, mate? You fucking psychopath.
Make your mind up.
You fucking psychopath. Honestly, he needs fucking serious help. He's absolutely obsessed with me. It's absolutely been a while obsessed.
Since I had to chuck someone off for complete nuttery language. It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, we know you don't put up with that stuff, mate. It's he's a prick. He needs to control himself, though. He's a fully grown man, and no matter what beef he's got, he needs to stop. He needs to grow up. It's like, I don't care if you've got a brain injury or something wrong with your brain. No, get well soon and all that, but no offense, you can still control the stuff that is coming out of your gob. So you can't use that as an excuse, I'm afraid. It's he knows what he's doing. He knows when he's saying something nice, and he knows when he's saying something nasty. It's as simple as that. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he needs to pack it in.
Listen, Mark and whoever, Welshie and Niggy were having a political conversation, and I pop into chat, and he starts going ballistic, talking over him to fucking have digs at me. I'm just laughing. I laugh at him because he's pathetic. It's like he gets into a screaming abdab as soon as I get him on hello. That's all I have to do. I have to say hello, and that's it in chat. How's everybody doing? And he fucking starts to have a meltdown. Honestly, he's got serious problems.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's insane. It's not right at all. He's absolutely off his rocker in the worst way possible. He really flipping is the way he's acting. It's terrible. God, hope to God none of his family or friends watches this in any way, shape or form, or any of his behaviour online, because would he behave like that around them? God only knows. Or is this just like an online thing? Freaking weirdo. Oh, dear. All you do, girl, keep smiling like you do. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's it, innit? Freaking hell.
Yep. So, I think big smile.
You need to find another hobby or something, Peter, instead of following me around the area.
I'm taking up crafting again. Maybe do something like that to, distract the old brain of yours. Find something to do with your time instead of just giving people abuse on the internet and getting obsessed with women as well. I've noticed there's a pattern forming here. It happens to many different women by the looks of it. Binksy is not alone. And
there's nothing I need to sort out with, with Peter Pope. I don't need to have a conversation with him about anything. Don't need to think about him or speak about him. End off.
Binksy, you going to Telford tomorrow?
Am I going to Telford? No. I'm sick of getting arrested, me.
What's that?
I'm sick of getting arrested, innit?
Yeah. I've just come off a strike for.
Have you?
Yeah, for showing Telford the last time. I had a strike 3 months ago for it. It's been up on my channel for 18 months.
Oh.
So I've just
really
come off
tired of it, don't we?
Yeah, so I can't get up there anyway. Phil, Facebook Phil's going today. And he's in a hotel. I can't afford a hotel and all that.
No.
So yeah, I'll do an up and down, but everyone else ain't. Everyone else has got other things to. There's stuff going on in Wales as well. So yeah, I can't really get.
Well, to be honest, Welshie, I don't really do the demos anymore. I think I've seen too much now, and there's too much corruption around it all. There's too much of it orchestrated and contrived, and I just, you can't trust anybody. So it's yeah. I focus on my family these days, to be honest.
Yeah. And this, I don't know if it's stuff we can talk about either, because I couldn't talk for months on end.
Yeah.
So I had to like shut the fuck up for 3 months.
Well, do you know what happened? Do you know what I know about Telford? And this goes back a little while. I mean, I didn't know anything about the demo. I'm not on Facebook, and I didn't know anything about the demo. But the last thing and I'm going back now. In fact, when did Tommy Robinson turn up in Telford and said he was going to do a documentary on it? Well, that was a couple of years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah, started about 3 years ago.
Yeah, well, the year before that, I was involved with the groups. They were all coming together, you know, like the veterans and everybody, and they were looking at doing something themselves. So the guys in Telford, the pedo hunters, whatever you want to call them, in Telford, one of the girls, she had actually been a victim of the grooming when she was younger. Her and her partner were gathering information about these rape houses in Telford. They were watching them, they were counting people going in and out, they were taking registration numbers and times and dates of when it was happening. They took all of that evidence, information to the police. The police turned up on a Tuesday morning when that was nobody going to be there, and they found some stashes of stuff, but that was it. They raided it on a day when there was no reason to, because there wouldn't have been anybody there. Then, so the guys think, right, well, you know, we'll sort something out ourselves, and we'll go in there and do, you know, fair enough, it's a bit underhand, whatever, but we won't involve the police this time. Then the next thing, that was all going ahead until Tommy Robinson turned up and announced that he was doing a documentary on it. So that's what I know about Telford. And I mean, the last time I was there, I met Dolores Cahill, actually. It was all about the jibby jab thing.
Right. Oh, wow. That's mad that, you know, you're saying all this, because the crazy thing is, right, when all that Telford stuff went down, I was actually living in Telford at the time, but I had no idea about all this craziness going on because I wasn't into all that online and everything. I had no clue about that at the time, but it was literally going on down the road from me. When I've seen videos since then, I lived in a place called Mallinsley, and I was literally just down the road from Telford Town Centre, like a good 5 minute, nearly 10-minute walk away, if that. And you're in Telford Town Centre, right near the big Asda and the shopping centre and all that. I was just up the road from there. And, you know, if I'd known all this was going on at the time and I was following this online, hell to the yeah, I would have been having a nosy and seeing what the hell were going on. But, and taking my best mate with me, Matt, as well, my big bouncer friend. So I would have felt safe with him being around me, like. But yeah, it's just madness. I mean, I'm still working all this whole situation out because I had no idea that these flipping disgusting trap houses, whatever you call, were even there. They even existed. Not got a clue. And it was down the road from your mum and dad's flaming house and my house too. Just insane. Wow. So I mean, go on, carry on, please.
They identified 1,000 men. And they ended up, I think it was charging, was it 12 or 8?
Yeah, well, like I say, they were monitoring this rape house, and I think they found some drugs and some weapons in there, but they told them the days that they were active, and it certainly wasn't on Tuesday at 11 o'clock. And that's why, you know, that the police are protecting them, and other people are protecting them too, I believe.
That's madness.
So
But the
I
police are
believe.
involved in a lot of cases, and I'm sorry, but they are. If anybody doesn't believe me, then
I'm not too I'm not too sure this Rochdale, Rotherham, or Telford, but one of the councillors that was one of his jobs was to safeguard children, was also raping children in the gang that then later on got arrested for it. So he was in a position of trust, and he was actually in the gang. He was a very much active member of the gang. Crazy, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, the
They
shit
protect each other because they're all involved. And Minty, I, when we had the Justice for Women and Children group, right? We were at demos every fucking weekend, even with or without our group. I was there with my mates. We were there for the football lads demos. We were there for the veterans demos, and anybody else in between. And we tried our hardest to get numbers up at these demos to protect the children, and we couldn't do it. We couldn't. We got some of the football lads, and I tell you what, when they all decided to support us in Sunderland, and we got all that big crowd there, we got set up by Sky News and this dude in this yellow coat, and I caught him 3 years later in Glasgow trying to do the same thing at another children's demo against child abuse. Why is that? Why are these people turning up? Because disruption at child abuse protests. And even though the numbers that attend them are quite small, they still want to turn up and aggravate the police.
Yeah.
And then we get called far right. And we're trying to protect children. So, yeah, people don't do enough in this country to protect children. And I would be the first to say that, Minty, because I tried my damn. I was turning up at these meetings and sitting at the top table with these guys that were running these groups, asking them why not. And do you know one reason I got told? Well, veterans swear an oath to the Queen. So you won't get them there because they're all involved, aren't they, in the higher realms of society.
I don't even want to think of it. I mean, I hope to God they're not. I really hope they're not, but I have a feeling that some of them are. Some.
So if there was groups of white British men raping, say, Muslim girls, the whole community would be up in arms, and we are only talking maybe 7 million as a population at the moment. They'd be all up in arms. You can see them with all the Pally protests. You know, they're all like completely as one. The problem is, well, we've been cucked out. White British, white English, Welsh, Scot, doesn't matter. We've all been cucked out that we can't show our disgust because we could be called racist.
Yes, I know. And you know what? This comes from a Muslim guy, and he said the reason, if it was the other way around, we wouldn't put up with it. Yeah. If the white guys were coming and doing that to our daughters, we wouldn't put up with it. Yeah. That's what that was, you know what I mean? And they're not all doing it. They're not all Muslims are bad people. Okay, not all Muslims are involved in grooming gangs.
No, but there's change.
Not all security guards are bad. Not all police are bad. But we have got the bad ones that we've got to flip in, track down, and shine a light on. Yeah.
Let's change it to Chinese. Let's change it to Sikh. Let's change it to Hindu. No other race would put up with it. No other ethnicity would put up with it in this country. None of them. The only one and that's because we've had decades of feeling bad about being British or being English or being Welsh or Scottish or Irish. And you can tell that now because they want to bring up conscription, maybe because we might be going to a war with Russia and all this shit. And it turns out that no one wants to join the army, and the people that don't want to join the army, amazingly enough, even though they're the biggest contributor per capita, is the white British, but they've dropped out now. And why would you join the army if the army are basically saying bad about you all the time and are pushing agendas that have got nothing to do with fighting for your country?
Exactly.
You know what I mean, by pushing all these stupid agendas, these woke ideals, where you just want the army to be the best. You don't want the army to be the most woke. you know, having drag queens and pushing drag queens and stuff. I mean, why would
Oh, that annoys me. That
would
really gets me going. That.
and the
Yeah,
RAF
pushing that
the RAF got caught out saying they didn't want to have white males no more. We don't even want white females, but they're better than white males. We don't want white males because we want to get our diversity quota up. But the problem is, it was like a lot of white males, British males that were trying to joining the services, but they didn't actually want them. The Air Force didn't want them because they got to bring their quotas up. They want a black trans lesbian, bang bang bang, bingo. You got all the quotas. That's sadly what's happened, and because we're let me just finish it off. Because we've had decades now of cucking us down and not being proud of ourselves. This generation from the age of 50 downwards is so unpatriotic, so diluted, so meaningless. We haven't got a point or where, if, for example, if you would ask another person with another religion, whether they've settled in the UK, whether they would fight for Britain or would they fight for their religious country, say a Sikh country, against Britain, they would always fight with their religion. They don't care about the UK. The problem is they don't care about the UK, and the young generation British don't care about the UK.
Yeah, it's not like it used to be, is it now? The generation like behind me type of thing. It's scary when you see some of them, just like the way they behave, the way they act and stuff as well. You can see like they've kind of been a bit, warped. They've had their minds warped. They've had this, that, and the other said to them or whatever. And it annoys me as well with the whole like trans thing. I don't have an issue at all with trans people. I've got friends who I've literally seen over the years, back in the day, go through the whole journey, and they've done it the correct way. Fair play to them. They waited till they're an adult. They never pushed it upon anybody, and they just did what they had to do. And they did they transferred from, excuse me, male to female, and everything's gone well for her. She's gone from being, I can't even remember her real name now. Real name, old name was. I just know her as Nicole. But that's how much that I was told. Like, my name is Nicole now, and we cannot call her the old name, which is fine. I understand that completely, because that was her old self. That person doesn't exist anymore. But she did all the therapy. She did everything the correct way, and it went well for her. But I have to say, she never forced it upon anyone, and she would never, ever in a million years go into a school. She'd never go into a school and force it upon kids. I'm telling you now, she would think that's disgusting. She would not agree with that at all.
So male to female, you were talking, yeah?
Yeah, male to female, yeah.
Okay, so did Sheen have the bits taken off then?
Yes, she had the whole thing. The whole shebang. This is over a long period of time. This is like over 10 years ago when this happened, and she had everything done. Yeah. Everything.
If you have your bits taken off, you're pretty serious, eh?
Oh, yes, she was serious. For years, she was feeling like this. And then they were taking her seriously because she was proving that, look, this is how serious I am. They started off doing obviously they do all the therapy stuff with you. They really sort of psychoanalyze you big time. They make sure that this is definitely what you want to do. And there's obviously there's no turning back. Once you've had that chopped off, that's it. We can't stick it back on again. But you could have another surgery in the future, but a long time ahead to get that changed. No, you don't want to go down that road. So anyway, she was okay. She had everything done. She started off with the hormone injections. They did that first of all. They took it very gradually, very slowly. And I'm actually quite happy with the way that they did treat her. And she did really well with it. She responded to everything really well. She then had, the bits taken off. First of all, she had her breast implants done. So that was mad seeing her, like 1 minute, nothing there. And then the next minute, something there. And when after she'd healed and recovered and I went to go and see her, I was saying to her, like,
Laura,
is it okay if I could just have a little bit? Can I just touch it?
I know, but
yeah.
let's break it down. All right. Well, what's the voice like? You know, is it a bloke?
Voice? She had a voice done too. That was the next thing, and the voice was
what's
changing.
It like? Well, what's it like?
So now she's gone from, like, you know, talking very similar, like your kind of tone, to more, even higher than me, like higher than I've got a gruff voice for a female because of my hormone issues.
Estrogen changes your voice. Estrogen changes your voice.
It's the is it the estrogen and the other one? What's the other one called? Project with a P, is it? With a P? Can't think of the bloody word now. But there's a couple of different hormones that change the voice, and obviously you get, like, the hair will stop growing more, like, say, on the face, and will start growing more, you know, in other areas. And you know, it just, you can see how it changes as well. Like, her face shape was gradually changing too. It was mad. You could hear the voice change, but it's gradual.
Did she grow a womb?
No, that's not possible at the moment, I'm afraid. Well, inside, it could be. You never know. I don't think it is.
Just straight in a box.
No, she's not planning on having children, as far as I'm aware. And if she was, I think she'd be adopting anyway.
Well, I think she'd have to.
Yes, or get a surrogate, of course. You can have a surrogate, you can have test tube babies, you can adopt. We've got all options now, haven't we, love? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, really fantastic. Brilliant. But yeah, it's good for some people, not so good for others. So
just going back to the police thing. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, we got completely sidetracked. I just wanted to tell that quick little story there, and carry on. Go.
A friend of mine who knows somebody who trains in the firearms in the Met Police, he said that anybody that's Muslim is allowed, that if they want to be in the firearms, they have to be allowed to do it. He said, he'd said to him, he says, I wouldn't let them loose with a gun, but you have to. And that's, well, whether that's true or not, that's what he told me.
There was that famous WPC, Met WPC, and she tweeted about anti-Israel tweets. Do you remember it, Binksy, about 18 months ago? And she's TSG in London. And she's quite famous. They always push her at the front. She's like 5'6", and they just push her at the front. It's like when Prince William was like lining up with his regiment, and they nothing against the black bloke, but they'll always stick the black bloke next to him or behind him, so he has to be in the shot. There was. I mean, they literally just pushed this 5'6" Muslim woman to the front, and she said, and they bigged her up, the press did, and then someone went through her social media, and it turns out that she's super anti-Israeli, and she'd done loads of tweets, like really pretty, she's a police officer. Wow, that sort of response. Yeah, she's. But, she's back on the force. She's back on the force.
Yeah, of course. I think they employ them now, don't they? The more deviant they are, the better. I mean, look at Zaina. Look what happened to her with the police in Manchester. You know.
Oh yeah. Have you had any updates on her, by the way?
Well, they just told her that they were reopening the investigation because obviously Sky News put it out there as well. So,
yeah, right. Okay. Right. Well, we'll see what happens. Only time will tell, I guess. Oh dear, the poor woman. It's awful.
Who's holding the keys, though? Oh, that's right, the police.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I know. It's all lip service. It's lip service because it's out in the public domain. It's out in the media. So.
We talking about this girl who said she was sexually assaulted in Greater Manchester police station. Is that the girl we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it reminds me a bit like the Jeffrey Epstein. So Jeffrey Epstein, who they say killed himself.
I don't believe that for a second.
In prison, the CCTV went down and the guards went to sleep. I mean, look, don't tell me I'm, But the only way they could get around it was to put a fault on the CCTV. This is what the official bodies have said. And the security guards went asleep and didn't do their rounds. Well, I mean, that sounds perfectly normal. But like this woman, there was a couple of hours of CCTV missing.
What they did, when she got the freedom of information, when she got, because she come up here to see me before she'd got a solicitor or anything, and she was telling me what had happened, and I was just like, what? But do you know what? I never disbelieved her at all, even as bizarre as it sounded, and as out of this, like, you were thinking, what the hell? How can they get away with that? But I didn't disbelieve her at all, even though she'd been drugged up and everything while she was in there, because of what I know they're capable of. And she said, you know, they sent her it 41 hours, I think, in total of CCTV footage. The 3 hours that they were missing was the crucial bits, obviously, where she said the assault happened. There just happened to be those 3 hours missing out the whole 41 hours. And they sent her
same as Jeffrey.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hour slots. They censor it in hour by hour. So it was all mixed up. She had to piece it all together herself, and that's how she discovered that there was bits missing, because she pieced it all together herself.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's that much evidence that Sky News ran with the story. But do you know, Vera Baird is the police commissioner now in Manchester. Remember, she was police commissioner of Sunderland when Billy got locked up. She was the reason Billy got locked up. But anti-terrorist charges, you know, the one that did the Justice for Chelsea, Billy Charlton.
Right. I was thinking the other one up north, Billy something up in Sunderland. Where
that was it, in Sunderland, Billy Charlton.
Right.
He organised the Justice for Chelsea demos. And that was remember when Britain first got arrested in Sunderland, he'd organised that demo. And that was the first time I'd seen Tommy Robinson was at the Sunderland Justice for Chelsea. But they locked him up on anti-terrorist charges because of those demos, because of the things he was saying about Vera Baird.
I'm going to have to be rude and call an end on this stream. I've done over my 2 hours, and I've got to go and check on her, just make sure she's all right and everything. So
yeah, not a problem.
We'll call an end to the stream, and I'm sure someone will fire one up somewhere.
It won't be me, I'm afraid. It's definitely not going to be me. Who else is going to do one? Come on, somebody. I think he's there. I've not been on for a while, so I don't know if anybody's going live or whatever.
Where's Society X these days?
Oh, he's on a break. He's got is it 6 week break he was having or something? Yeah, I think it was 6, 7 weeks, something like that, I think he said. And that was about 2 weeks ago or something, now 2-3 weeks ago. So, yeah, still got a few more weeks off, apparently. Right, anybody going live, guys? And everyone can go over to whoever's.
See you later, everyone.
A Binksy show, yeah. I do at 8:30 in the morning. That's it. Thanks for having us on, man. We'll see you later.
Smiler's live, apparently.
Oh, it's goes to Smiler's then.
Cheeky's just talking you into it, but
thank you.
Yeah, Smiler might be going live.
Oh, yeah, Smiler. Hi, love. Yeah, go on, mate. Go live, please. If you're not live already, please go live if you can.
Might already be live.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go to Smiler's then. Right, thank you, Ministry. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, no worries. I'll be around anyway. I'm just going to check on the missus and see if she wants something to eat and drink. And
yeah, no worries, mate.
Be back in for a bit.
Oh, love to you all. We'll see you soon. Take care, guys. In a bit, yo. Nice one. Take care, mate. Thank you. Bye.
Excuse me. Cheers, everyone, for the impromptu coming in. So, yeah, I'll just bugger off. Everyone will be buggering off over Smileys, I expect. I'll do for the chicken fuckers, bruv. For the chicken fuckers. And this one. Shh.
fuckers. And these. And these. They're for the chicken fuckers in the pound shop. La la la, me. I once knew a man called Chippy Steve. He took money to get some weeds. He took it from the crink. He may as well taken it in the stink. If you get me, please get me, don't get Steve.